Hey everybody, welcome back to this Let's Play of Final Fantasy II for the PlayStation. I am Drak. Let's get to it, shall we? Alright, last time, so we were trying to figure out how to take care of the horrible Dreadnought. And we found out that if we could get our hands on some Sunfire, we could destroy it if we got into the engine. But there's only one case of Sunfire that we're aware of, and that is at Castle Cassione. And the only way to get into that sealed castle right now is a bell that we don't have, but Josef might know how to get to it. So right now we are on our way into Salamand to go talk to Josef to see if he'll be willing to help us. Yes, there's a lot to backtrack, but hey, we got through it, and now we can just continue on. Here's Josef. Thank you so much for saving my daughter. Morgan threatened me into lying, so I just couldn't tell you the truth. Okay? If there's anything I can do to help you, just let me know. Well, funny thing about that. You will not make it to the ice cavern without my Snowcraft. Snowcraft? I hid the Snowcraft inside the mines. I'm presuming he's talking about Senate Falls. On the first level, a blue rock marks the entry to a secret room to the right. It's in there. Alright, well, I guess back to Senate Falls we go. Well, let's go. Oh, cool. We get another party member now. Alright, so Josef has joined the party, and if you haven't played this game before, unlike Mindu, this guy is totally physical. He is pretty much the equivalent in this game of getting a monk or a master, because he is a pugil, or what's the word? Fights with his fists. He's kung fu fighter in the snow. But also, it's very unique because we're gonna go and grab his Snowcraft. I might be wrong about this, and people can let me know, but to my knowledge, a Snowcraft has never been done outside of this game. In the Final Fantasy series. We've gotten a bunch of other little crafts, but we haven't ever gotten, like, an official travel over deep snow kind of concept. And I like that idea. It was kind of like the canoe for snow. Except in the fact that, you know, the canoe you could avoid encounters, and Snowcraft, not so much. Yes, I tend to like the crafts that let you avoid random encounters, because you can get farther in the game if you don't have to worry about random encounters. But first, we have to go get that Snowcraft before we can go and get the Goddess's Bell. So we're on our way over to Senate Falls to go grab it. And while we are traveling, given kind of a frame of time of when I am recording this, it's actually just past New Year's. We are on January 1st, 2014. How was everybody's holidays? I, for one, had a blast. I got to be able to sit back, relax, not have to worry about new videos, recording videos, uploading videos, anything like that. I really kind of gave myself a break for the Christmas, the week of Christmas, and then New Year's kind of slowly edged back into it. And I had a great time. I was able to spend some time with family, and we finally were able to, me and my wife finally got our Christmas present, which was we decided to gift ourselves with a Wii U. So that's very nice. Oh, looks like we found the secret entrance. And of course we needed Josef, so he can hit the wall. When Josef pressed in a small rock, a hidden passageway appeared. I'm gonna go with he punched the wall. The Snowcraft is hidden in the back of this room. Cool. Let's go get it. Alright. And here is the Snowcraft. Alright, now that we have that, we can go make our way to the ice cavern that Josef was telling us about to go get the Goddess's Bell. We hadn't gotten attacked. And while we're making that trek again, so once again, I would love to hear in the comments how you guys' holiday season went. I hope it went as well for you guys as it did for me, but I don't really have too many expectations. I was just looking forward to 1 to 2 weeks of relaxation, not having to worry about getting videos recorded or anything like that. So we got everything done in advance, so that both myself, for my videos, as well as me and Alex could relax for Drak and Shadow and kind of get the holiday season done for him, since unfortunately he works retail, so this is the busiest time for him. So we got all of our work done, and we were able to take 2 to 3 weeks off, and that's been great. Kind of makes me sad that I've only got a few more days, and then I got to worry about starting up the next semester for me. And yeah, so oh well, gotta enjoy those vacations when they come. But in the meantime, also, like I said, we did get a Wii U. We are very happy with it thus far. People might be asking what games we got. Well, we got the bundle that comes with Super Mario, or New Super Mario Bros. U, that has the Super Luigi U pack in there, I guess. So that's one of the games. I believe we have ordered Lego City Undercover, which is pretty much the only third-party title we've gotten thus far. Oh, no, never mind. My wife and I have been trying to get into the Epic Mickey series, and so we got the second one for Wii U. And even though we haven't finished the first one, but we figured we would try that, maybe not have to worry too much about the motion controls, but obviously those are probably the only 2 third parties we're going to get right off the bat. I've got lots of first parties that I would like to look into. Wind Waker HD, Mario 3D World. Oh, I forgot. The other third party title we're going to go get is Sonic Lost World. That's just because, a little bit of spoilers here, we've been doing Sonic games on Drak and Shadow, and that might be in the list somewhere as long as it's, good. If we're talking about another Sonic 06, then maybe we'll turn it down, because I do not want to play Sonic 06. It's not gonna happen, guys. Sorry, it's just not gonna happen. I played 30 minutes of that game. I'm never going back. The game is as broken as those first couple of levels. There's no reason to go back. And obviously we can tell that Josef hits pretty hard, considering. But, that's usually how things work. If you keep him unarmed, he does the most damage. Same thing applied with our monk and later our master in the Final Fantasy Let's Play. And I think we're actually almost getting to... Yep, there it is. The Ice Cavern. So now it is time for us to walk on in. And here's the Ice Cavern. I do not believe this is a very long dungeon, but obviously random encounters can change that. Now, while I've been taking this 2 to 3 week break, I've been trying to catch up on some games that I've promised people that I would play. For people who might want to know what that is, I think I actually mentioned it in a previous part. I started up Mirror's Edge. I think I'm almost done with it now. It's still very meh for me. The story hasn't really heated up or anything like that. I've gotten better at the gameplay. That's the one plus that I can state, and it's okay for what it's supposed to be. It's not very platformy. It's just more along the lines of, I'm trying to think. It's like if you were first person with Tom Cruise in Minority Report or something like that. It's very much like that. You're constantly feeling like you're on the run. And obviously, they tried to keep with the first-person platformer mechanic, so if you acquire guns, you can't use them that long. You basically drain the clip and then you got dropped. Which is okay, I guess, because they actually do kind of encourage you to avoid fighting, to be a runner and stay ahead of the... What do they call the cops in the game? I think it's called the Blues. That's actually kind of funny considering I played World of Warcraft. I get it! The Blues! The other one is... I've also been digging into Arkham Asylum, the first Batman Arkham game. That one has been way more enjoyable than I thought it would be. I was totally worried, especially when I found out that the third game was I think it was EA that acquired it and wanted to do more with it. And that worried me, so I'm like, I don't know if I want to get into this. Plus, I heard there are a lot of levels that emphasize lots of stealth. And don't get me wrong, that works with Batman, but I don't like stealth games. So, I've been playing it, and yes, I've come across a few stealthy missions. Totally worth it. And they don't feel, like, horrible. In fact, it's been funny. I kind of tend to restrict myself in these games of playing so long. Each time I picked up Arkham Asylum, I've gone over the time limit and not even realized, like, I lost track of time. So, I mean, if there's any indication that a game is good, there it is. So yeah, I'm enjoying that one. And then also, just around the holidays, I occasionally get a Mario fix. And so I decided to dig out Mario 64. Still holds up. It's still a collecty grind, but you know, as a kid, that was the coolest thing ever to play. And sure, it doesn't look as polished as some of the newer stuff, but it's still fun to dig out every now and again. Maybe that's just because I'm, old, and Nintendo just likes to bring up my childhood. I don't know. But it's enjoyable to occasionally pull out a Mario game just for the heck of it. So I did that, and then that's been pretty much it. We've been playing around here and there with the Wii U, mostly with its other functions, like, not with the games per se. We've been doing the updates and all that, and I wanted to look into the new Nintendo shop just to see if the Virtual Console titles would have carried over. They don't really, but I've noticed a lot of the old Virtual Console titles have returned. So, Super Metroid, Mega Man X, which were available that way, are now available on the Wii U. And obviously Earthbound. At one point, I have to confess something, guys, and don't murder me for it, I never played Earthbound. So, I've been told numerous times, you gotta pick this game up. I will. That's one of the main things I was excited about getting a Wii U for, was being able to finally try Earthbound. We'll see what I think. Who knows? Maybe it'll be a Let's Play at some point. I don't know. You guys want to see it? So much to these ice caverns. And it doesn't even help either, because, like, it's been cold the last couple of weeks for me. And so I'm in this ice area, and I'm just like, get me out of here. I'm cold already. People might have noticed that, yes, we got another recolor. We got the grenade. Funniest thing, all the bombs are like bomb, balloon, grenade. I think I even saw one later on in a game that was a water balloon. Weird. Look, then we got some magic to grow a little bit. I'll tell you, I get like the worst luck in these dungeons with random encounters when I'm recording. I don't even know how to describe how bad luck I get, or how bad a luck I get. Yeah, that sounds really didn't make sense. But okay. At least the enemies aren't that bad. But they're getting a lot of enemies attack first. I never like that. Oh well. It's also kind of funny, over the holiday season, I haven't been able to do a whole lot of recording, not just because I wanted to relax, but I had some hardware die on me. One of my monitors finally kicked the bucket. I had that monitor for 5, maybe 6 years. And it finally kicked the bucket on me, so I had to go get that replaced. Because when I do the editing and things like that, I like doing it dual monitor, and it helps. It allows me to work on the video and the audio separately. We had that bust on me. Let's see, what else busted on me? I have had a lot of stuff, and now I've kind of lost track because I've had to pay it all off. Oh well. This stuff happens eventually. But it's funny, just like around the holiday season, when you're doing your Christmas shopping and you're doing all this stuff, that's when stuff decides to break. That makes a whole lot of sense, right? This is actually an enemy model I like. I think we see it a few other times, but that always looked really cool and menacing to me. Just the icicle. Looks like out of, well, the first example that comes to my head was like the Disney animated film Hercules, where the Ice Titan kind of looks like that. More balloons. More grenades. More goblins. Well, the goblin is the odd man out there, isn't he? Well, he's dead now. I love Josef when he attacks. It's like old anime. And they amp that up with the sound effects. Alright, another floor down. Gotta get pretty close to the end here. Ah, another zombie. Now we have ghouls. Come on. Kill them! Alright. So they don't have a monstrous amount of HP. That helps. Okay. More trekking we go. Seriously, look at my luck there. I don't even know what to tell you. Oh, here's a new enemy, a Dead Ringer. A two-headed giant. Wow, that lasted longer than one hit. I'm surprised. But that killed it. So that means Gus will murder him. Because he hits over 100. Although at some point we are going to have to start replacing the mithril weaponry. Start getting some really good axes for Gus, so he can hit absurd amounts of help. That's awesome. I get a random attack in freezing water. Thanks, game. You're giving my characters pneumonia. One down. And another down. Nothing survives his kung fu. It is strong. Oh, look, another chest. And like I've said before in previous episodes of this, if I think a chest is worth it, I'll go for it. If you see me leave it alone, it's probably because it doesn't really have anything of value. Nothing I can sell, at least not for a whole lot, and with the limited inventory, I don't want to carry it. So I'm sure there are a few people out there who's like, why on earth are you leaving chests? I don't have the space. And just wait till we get into later in the game. I'm going to run out of space. All the time. Oh, okay, so this is actually an iteration of a weapon that comes in later games, too. The Ancient Sword. I don't ever usually like getting the Ancient Sword, except to show to people why you shouldn't. They either make the Ancient Sword hit really, really, really rare in this game, or in other games, it's actually a cursed sword. And that helps, right? So, the perfect example I'm thinking of is, if you get the Cursed Sword in Final Fantasy IV, I think, it actually will put either paralysis or silence on your character, so they can't use magic. Well, that's kind of a downside, since the person that you can put that sword on is a magic user. Not a great one, but, you know, he could still put that on, and all of a sudden you're going in, why is my dude hurting? Oh, it's a cursed sword. It's not like the opposite, where it will inflict a curse on somebody. No, it is cursed. Ugh. The other one that's also kind of iffy in some games is the Blood Sword. In some games, it's a really great advantage. In some, it's not. Because I do remember, like, in some games, the Blood Sword will hit, and then for the exact same amount you hit the enemy for, it will give you that HP back. But I also do know that, if you miss, it will hurt you. Or it does have a side effect somewhere down the line in some of the games where it's just not worth having. Even though you'll get, an extra 10 strength out of it, it's just not worth it. Although that's an interesting concept. It keeps you learning. It isn't just a loot fest. Oh, put this on. Oh, no, it's a curse. You don't want to put this on. Okay. Well, lesson learned. Oh, look, we're in a beaver village. Okay. Giant beaver. I understand animal words. Okay. I speak with him. Go for it, Gus. They are having a really long conversation. Opening in right wall. Monster protecting bell. Bell inside wall. Okay. That works. I like Gus. Don't get the wrong idea here. Gus is just a man of few words. And very big damage numbers. I actually wonder if Squirt got any kind of flack for having a character that was slow. Or at least that's the way that Gus is portrayed. I'm not saying that's bad or anything like that, but it's possible, at least in the eras that the earlier games come into, that you technically would come across somebody that would be like that. I always kind of thought, when I first played through this game, he just didn't like speaking. And you run across those in games too. The silent, big bulky silent type. And that's always what I've kind of seen Gus as. He's the guy that's wielding the big weapon. I'm trying to think of an example. A good example of this would actually be kind of Kimari in Final Fantasy X. He's a man of very few words, or man-beast of very few words. And that was always cool, because it always gave kind of a interesting concept whenever he did anything. Because you're like, why are you doing that? And then he started talking, and it was okay. I didn't have a major problem with him talking. Alright, and if people didn't notice in the bottom right corner, we are almost to the Goddess's Bell, and you can see the creature guarding it. Which I'm going to go ahead and spoil is a giant turtle. Because, giant turtles do that. And then they went on to New York. No, they didn't. Although that would have been cool. Speaking of, okay, so we're bringing up turtles. Is anybody excited for the Michael Bay Ninja Turtle movie? I really do. I'm a Ninja Turtle fan. I totally want to see that movie bomb. Because Michael Bay has done, I think, everything he could do to destroy the franchise as well as just be an idiot. Especially with hiring back Megan Fox. Seriously, she called you the devil, dude. That's okay, all's forgiven. And then she'll do it again and you'll hire her again. What, Mike? Did you just think she learned her lesson? Not likely. Alright, come on. We got one ghoul left, and he's dead. Hooray for death. In this game, anyway. Okay, now before we take on this boss, we are going to go ahead and take a break for the week. thank you for joining me on this Let's Play of Final Fantasy II for the PlayStation, and next week, we attain the Goddess's Bell.